Hey, Dr. Amy here. This is the fastest way to recover from cancer, and I'm sharing it with you right now. After you finish cancer treatment, you want to get back to your old life, the way things were before cancer. But that doesn't just happen. You have to take the right steps. So many cancer survivors go searching for this magical supplement or herb that's going to help them recover from cancer and stay cancer-free. But that supplement doesn't exist. If you want to get back to feeling like yourself again, your old self before cancer, then you need this. After working with over 3,000 women who have been diagnosed with cancer, I've discovered the fastest way to recover from cancer. And now I'm going to share it with you. The good news is that you probably already have this in your house. You don't have to go searching for something new. You just need to know how to use it. Protein. The most important food for cancer recovery is protein. Your cells need specific amino acids to recover from cancer and cancer treatment. They need specific amino acids to recover and heal. You get amino acids from protein. Without enough, your recovery, it will be delayed. But look, eating enough protein, it's not easy. So here's what you need to do next. If you don't want to turn to protein powders, then you need to know how to eat. Because let's face it, protein powders, they can be kind of gross tasting. So you need to know how to use your food. In this video, I'm showing you 20 ways to eat enough protein after cancer without having to resort to protein powder. Your cancer recovery depends on it. Let's dive in. Starting with number 1, low-fat dairy. The toughest part about getting enough protein is doing it without getting a ton of unnecessary calories. Because truthfully, if you eat enough protein, but you overeat on your calories, you could still be making your long cancer side effects even worse. Weight gain, joint pain, hot flashes. So to avoid this, you need to eat to higher protein targets, but keep your overall calories low. This is where low-fat dairy options come in. Low-fat cheese, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. All of this adds in more protein without the extra calories. Okay, and next is ultra-filtered milk. Now, regular milk is an all right protein source. It has about 8 to 10 grams of protein per cup. But ultra-filtered milk, like Fairlife, well, that gives you 14 grams of protein per cup. Now, that's much better. Now, obviously, adding in foods that are higher in protein is important. But it's also important to try swapping out or replacing foods that you already eat with higher protein alternatives. And that brings me to number 3, simple protein swaps. You don't necessarily need to eat more food to get more protein. Simple swaps in your food can easily add in more protein. For example, you could replace tzatziki sauce with Greek yogurt, or you could add nutritional yeast into a salad dressing to add extra texture, extra flavor, and extra protein. Okay, but on to number 4, chickpea, black bean, or lentil pasta. If you love pasta like I do, then you want to know about this. This is a really simple swap that you can use to boost up your protein. This is also a really great plant-based protein source if you don't eat meat or dairy. One easy way to bump up the protein in your food is through legume-based pasta options. Many of these have nearly 20 grams of protein per serving, plus about 5 grams of fiber per serving. Now, keep in mind that they can taste really good, although some are better than others. But still, the taste can be quite different than just regular pasta. So be sure to adjust your taste expectations when you first try these options. Okay, but next, let's add in some simple protein options. This is good if you're busy and on the go. Now, most easy grab and go convenient food options are high in carbohydrates or they're high in fat. But with some strategic thought, it really doesn't need to be this way. Protein bars may be a good option for you on a really busy day. Now, protein bars have come a long way, and there are some new options that are made with whole foods and are minimally processed. They're fast and they can help you stay full for longer. These feed bars are my favorite right now. Feed protein bars are also plant-based, which let's move on to some more plant-based options. Now, all protein counts. When you think about protein, you probably think about meat. But if you only focus on meat, then you're missing out on a lot of other protein options, which are going to add to your overall protein total for the day. There are many plant-based foods that add up and go a long way. Think edamame beans, lentils, or quinoa, but also nuts and seeds. Okay, but that brings me to number 10, and this is a big one: your serving size. We've focused a lot on adding new foods in and swapping foods out, but the simplest way to eat more protein is to just bump up the serving size of the proteins you're already eating. Instead of eating 100 grams of chicken, eat 150 grams of chicken. Add a cup of egg whites to 2 whole eggs. Take the food you eat that's already high in protein and just eat more. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do I know if I'm eating enough protein? What is my specific target? What should my goal be? That's exactly what I do in a free diagnostic call. We're not only going to cover your unique protein targets, but we're also going to map out your entire cancer recovery plan. What exactly do you need to be doing to not only recover from cancer, but to stay cancer-free? This is the next step in your cancer recovery. Book a diagnostic call with me by clicking the link below. Go to the website cancerfreedomprogram.com and click apply. This is going to take you to a form with a few short questions. Then once you hit submit, it'll take you directly to my personal booking calendar. That's where you can book a call with me, totally free. Okay, next up is to build your meals around protein. This one seems so simple, but it's often completely overlooked when it comes to adding more protein into your nutrition. If you're having a hard time eating more protein, then you need to start with it. Start with protein. Make protein the focus of your meal. Build your meal out with protein first. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. You can add in a few individual options like cheese or beans, and together they'll add up to your protein target. Or if you're eating chicken, then dish up enough chicken to add up to 20 to 30 grams of protein. For your reference, a whole chicken breast is 30 grams of protein. So eat the whole thing. Okay, on to the next one, egg whites. Egg whites are incredibly helpful for boosting up your protein. They're all protein, no other carbs or fat, and they're gonna boost up your protein a lot. You get about 6 grams of protein per quarter cup of egg whites. So if you cook an omelet with 1 cup of egg whites, that's 24 grams of protein. Perfect. Keep a carton of egg whites in your fridge all the time. This will come in really handy when other protein options are running low in your house. Plus, you don't need to crack eggs and separate out the egg whites on your own anymore. They come in a separate carton at the grocery store. Now, from a nutritional perspective, in eggs, you have the egg white and the egg yolk. Now, most of the nutrients, as well as the fat, cholesterol, and a little bit of protein is in the egg yolk, but just protein is in the egg white. This doesn't make the egg white bad, not at all, but it does make the egg white pretty versatile. Now, there's nothing wrong with whole eggs. There's just fat in eggs from the yolk, but eating straight egg whites, that's 100% protein. Now, for me, I like the taste of eggs, so I'll add whole eggs to the pan, and then I'll also add more egg whites. This way, I'm still getting great amounts of protein, but I'm also bumping up the flavor. But also, egg whites are easy to add into a lot of egg-based dishes, like omelets or sandwiches or quiche. But you can also add egg whites to a recipe like this, protein pancakes. One way to make high-protein pancakes is to add in egg whites and cottage cheese instead of your traditional just flour and liquid. The best protein pancake recipe I have ever had is in 15 simple cancer recovery recipes for women. This is a free downloadable recipe book that you can get today. I'll include it in the description below. It's a super easy recipe that your whole family is gonna love. Okay, but on to the next high protein option, powdered peanut butter. Many women mistakenly think that peanut butter is high in protein. It's not. It does not have very much protein in it. There's 4 grams of protein in 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. That's it, 4 grams. But the trouble is that peanut butter also has 8 grams of fat per tablespoon. It has double the fat as protein, which means you're driving up your overall calories without adding in much protein. Peanut butter is not a great protein source, but powdered peanut butter, that's a different story. Powdered peanut butter still gives you about 4 grams of protein per tablespoon. It's the same as regular peanut butter, but it has way less fat. It has less than 1 gram of fat per tablespoon. It's helping you keep the calories in check while still getting that protein and still getting that really good peanut butter taste. I typically buy my powdered peanut butter with cocoa so that it's flavored and chocolatey. But getting it unflavored is also a great option too. You can add it into Greek yogurt or just mix it with milk or water to make a dip to dip fruit into. Okay, next is canned tuna. This is a great and quick option if you're in a hurry or you don't have time to get groceries. Canned tuna is pretty inexpensive and it also doesn't expire for a really long time. It's super convenient. Many women that I work with in the Cancer Freedom Program, they like to eat salads for lunch. A salad is great for vegetables, but we also need to make sure it has enough protein. That's where canned tuna can come in handy. Just add it on top. Okay, and building on the canned tuna theme, canned chicken. Now, this one isn't my favorite option, obviously. I would much rather eat a grilled chicken breast than canned chicken. But look, life happens sometimes. You get busy, there might not be great protein options available for you, but you still want to support your cancer recovery. Canned chicken is an easy way to do that. Although I wouldn't eat it all the time, there's no reason why you need to avoid canned chicken if you're in a pinch. A lot of times, getting enough protein isn't a knowledge problem, it's a practical problem. But if you have something like this in your pantry, then it's easy to supplement your meal and still hit that protein target. Which brings me to another practical suggestion. Freeze extra meat. Most of the time, not getting enough protein is also a preparation problem. You don't have time to meal prep or cook meals. But after cancer, your food is fueling your recovery and remission, so you want to make sure you get it right. But when you do have enough time to cook extra and freeze it. You can freeze chicken for stir fry or pork tenderloin. I often freeze turkey meatballs. Cook extra, freeze it, and take it back out when you're running low on groceries or you're running low on meat in your house. Okay, and this is another easy suggestion. Frozen chicken or soy burgers. So many frozen burger patties aren't that healthy for you. Some have like 30 to 40 grams of fat in each patty. That's a lot of extra calories that you actually don't need after cancer. And remember, if there's more fat in a food than protein, then it's not really a protein source. But the chicken and soy variations of burger patties can be really lean. They can also be tasty and easy. You just throw it on the barbecue or in the air fryer and it's ready to go. I always have a package in my freezer. Okay, and keeping with the frozen theme, frozen edamame and beans. Now grocers and food producers, they've really evolved over time. So much stuff comes prepared and frozen while still maintaining a really high nutritional value. Especially when the foods are just cooked and flash frozen, there's really limited processing there. I keep frozen edamame beans in my freezer and I add it to peas and carrots to help bump up the protein. And lastly, I want to include this because this is important. Protein powder. There's nothing wrong with taking a protein supplement. I wouldn't rely on it because it won't keep you feeling full for very long. But it's versatile and tasty, and in many cases, it's cost effective. If you're going to take a protein powder, I would generally suggest to try to limit it to no more than once per day because I want you to get the nutrients and fiber that we find in whole food. But look, there's times in life where things get busy. In these moments, you'll benefit more by eating enough protein and supporting your recovery. Okay, but look, these are all great tips. But if you're really serious about supporting your body and recovering from cancer and staying in remission, then you need to know exactly what to eat in a day. I'm sharing with you a special sneak peek inside my own personal anti-cancer meal plan. You can click the link here. I'll see you in the next video.